What's up, YouTube? It's NG, the Neon X, and I'm back. Let's try and get this in one take. I've honestly recorded something about this issue with my device 3-4 times now, and I've never been satisfied with the recording itself or the topics or how I discussed the topics. So let's try it again, and if all's well, that this one shall be the one that I put out there.
Now everybody scream enough respect to the X. Enough respect given.
But the topic at hand is the Surface Duo. The question that I have for you today is, how is your Duo doing? Now, I ask this because my Duo has been going through a lot. There's been a lot of issues that have come up with my Duo that I'm not sure are because of its age or just the Duo itself with the software and updates and all of this. As far as I know, these issues probably aren't there with the Surface Duo 2. So I am pretty much asking those who have the Surface Duo 1, how is it doing? Now, the first issue and the main issue, or at least the issue that comes up most often, is the battery. Now, when I first got the device a year plus ago, the battery could last my entire workday with the type of work I did on the device. And back then, I actually used the device more so than I do now. But now, with the device, I can not get through a whole day. The device will literally be dead a little bit more than halfway through my workday if I try to use it as extensively as I used to. I'll wake up around 4 or 5 a.m. depending on my day. I'll check my emails, check the accounts, just to make sure that nothing crazy has happened overnight. Then I pretty much put the phone in my pocket, grab whatever other phone I'm going to use for the day as well, and start my work day. Now, about halfway through the day, or at least by the time my first run is done, as you know, I do drive a bus, when I go back to the Duo, it's on 70-something%. And I can honestly say the Duo has not been used while I've been doing my AM run. And let's check the Duo right now just to see where the power is. And like I said, I don't know if you guys can see it. Wake up. 74%. Accurate. And this is the first time I've opened the Duo since this morning when I did my regular morning routine with the device. 25% gone, and it is just after 12. Actually, it's about 1:30. So what exactly is going on with the battery life of the Duo? Is this because of the various updates? Is it because it is constantly drawing things, from the web, my emails, other updates, social media, things along those lines? But whatever the case, even in standby mode, my Duo is losing 25% while not in use. Now, if I actually use the device, because again, this is what I do most of my business on, the device won't last the day at all. I can honestly maybe watch a show, respond to some emails, write down some concepts for future videos I might want, do some character creation, just my personal hobbies and habits. Maybe even record or edit something, because the Duo now does that quite well with certain apps. If I go into that kind of workflow during my break, by the time I'm home, the Duo is dead, or just about dead. Maybe 2-3, no, maybe 11%, and that's only getting through what, a few hours of work during the day, if even that. So that's the first issue I'm having with the Duo. The battery can no longer survive the type of workflow I throw at it. Now, the second issue I'm having with the Duo is it's becoming more buggy as time progresses. Certain things freeze when you try to switch apps. There'll be a lag, there'll be a slight delay when you open apps, close apps, when you go to make phone calls, when you're doing certain things. These things just seem to be not working as well as they once did. It's not that they're not working at all, but if you've used the Duo as constant as I have, you start to notice little things in how the apps work, in how it takes its pictures, how it tries to move apps from one screen to the other, how it uploads, how it downloads. Just little things throughout the entire device just seem to be not as smooth as they once were. There's times where the device shut down. I wasn't doing anything heavy on it, but the device just took it upon itself and reset. Now it came right back on, but that's the first time my Duo personally has done that to me. I had read about on Reddit before, someone else had it happen to them, and they were asking about that. If it's just the device, if they should return it, if it's a common occurrence. And at the time, I was quite happy that my Duo wasn't doing that for as long as I've had it. But not too long after I read that post, my Duo did the same thing. It just reset the entire device on me. So I'm not in that guy's shoes now that I can return the device, but what exactly is the issue going on with the Duo? Because again, the battery issue I have read about, the resetting issue, though mine hasn't done it that often, I've also read about. Now, another issue I'm having, and just the device being overly, at least more buggy than usual. Because for a while there, things were going great. The device was really coming into its own with that dual screen promise that Microsoft had offered us so long ago, and the constant updates were just making the device better and better. But somewhere there, something just didn't click with the updates. Something just didn't work itself in, and at least the Duo 1 began to regress and began to get more buggy than it was before some of those updates. Now, another thing that is happening, and this could be in the same vein as the overall bugginess, or more bugginess, I don't know if that's even a term, of the device, but strangely enough, my volume is also being affected by whatever is going on with the device. I can be playing, I like to watch my shows on my breaks, and even though I have whatever other devices, the Duo is still a go-to device for me to watch or speak on the Duo vid chat app, whatever it might be. But what I've found to be happening is the volume on my device drops on its own. And I don't just mean it gets quieter. You can actually go into the volume tab and see the volume bar, and it will be at a lower level than when you first began your show or whatever it is. I watch most of my stuff full volume, because the full volume on the Duo isn't that loud to begin with, even with certain apps and stuff that I have installed. The mono speaker on the Duo does a pretty decent job of delivering sound, and when you turn on those apps, depending on what you're playing, it does a really good job. But after a few minutes of playing, let's say watching a tournament on YouTube or catching up on an anime or a series on Netflix, whatever it might be, the volume just drops. And it's not a gradual drop. It goes from 100 to, I would say, maybe around 60%. And at first I thought it would, the battery issue, it's low, so it's trying to adjust for the battery consumption, lower the volume. You know how the Duo does. It will change your background black. It won't allow for any app updates or any automatic app updates. You know, things it does when it goes into its low power mode. But the phone wasn't in low power mode. The volume just dropped. And it's not a one-off thing. It's something that is consistently happening. I actually got it, well, most of it on camera. I just let the phone play. It was a random thing on YouTube, and I recorded it on my other phone. Now, I don't have the video where it actually dropped per se. I began the recording and I had to stop the recording. But when I went back to the recording, I realized that the volume had dropped. And when I checked the volume level, sure enough, it was lower than it was. Now, I don't know what to say about that, what I can attribute that to, except for maybe my device is just now showing its age. It is an older device with an even older chipset that maybe just doesn't stand the test of time as well as some other devices do. This is one of the first devices of its kind, so maybe, especially under constant use like I do, the phone does develop these issues. That's all I can really chalk it up to. The Duo just doesn't age particularly well, at least not the original Duo. I have yet to get a Duo 2, though it is something I do want to experience. But I really like my Duo 1. Now, this is not to say I like it more than the 2, but there's just certain things with the original Duo that have really become near and dear to my heart with how I use the device. But that's really the question that I have. Because the issue that I have is, if these issues are going on with my Duo, are they also going on with other Duos? Is it just an issue across the board with all the original Duos that have been in use as long as mine has? Or even those that haven't? If you just bought a original Duo, I know the prices have come down significantly, and according to the Reddit post and things along those lines, a lot of people are finally enjoying the original Duo. Now, if you are one of them, do you have similar issues with your device? It means that your device, it might be used, it might be new, but either way, what issues do you have, if there are any to be had at all. And for those of you who have the Surface Duo 2, do you also have similar issues? Maybe it's just not an issue for the original Duo. Maybe it's just the software that Microsoft is pushing out has a bug somewhere. I mean, I'm not saying that they're pushing out the same kind of software to both devices, but I'm sure the software does overlap, and maybe these updates are affecting both devices similarly. So, yeah. With that said, my name is NG, the Neon X, and concerned about the welfare of my Surface Duo, this is what I'm into.